university level at various institutions across the world, and they have been using to address their own shortage of faculties by giving them a contractual arrangement of adjunct faculties or honorary faculties, which we used it in the past at the university level. So certainly the concept is novel, but the issue is when we start building up from now, it will need a pathways to be built up progressively, and that will take a little bit of time. And it can be a very good solution from mid-term to long-term solution, but it may not be very effective as a short-term results. There is a clear evidence in the most countries that educators of medical professionals are insufficiently prepared as teachers or trainers, despite being very skillful clinicians. And we have to understand both UG education and PG education. The UG challenges largely involve focusing on basic medical sciences, humanization of medical practices, preclinical exposure, and clinical research skill development. While the postgraduate education needs intense focus on structured clinical training and competency-based skill training.
This meeting is being recorded.
Our biggest challenge is to bring the uniformity in the medical training across the country, particularly for all the medical educators. While chasing the numbers, we need a strong focus on quality of teaching and training. We support creating the national pool of faculty will need following. We need to integrate public and private sector, particularly for education purposes, teaching and training purposes. For that, we don't need to do the structural integration, but we may utilize the functional integration to make it effective. The teaching and training make it effective. The strong faculty development pathway through different programs that can empower the medical teachers and that will keep the passion of teaching. That is something which we need to use. Yeah, teaching age limit should be 70 and above, so we should increase the teaching age limit to increase the access of teachers. Then we need to intensivize and giving recognition to the teachers for their noble contributions to teaching and training. The national pool should also include healthcare professionals who would like to contribute pro bono. Perhaps such volunteers could be a part of the pool of faculty who can contribute as a part of service to the nation. We also need to identify the legendary role models and mentors across the country, so that will keep this concept live, and it should be recognized for the concept of sustainable success of maintaining, creating the national database. And lastly, innovation and research should be continuously promoted, and it should be focused as one of the important clinical skills. If we start from working on it today, we should be able to build this concept in due time with collective efforts for the national interest. The national database of teacher, the biggest advantage is it will not only providing the physical training, but now we have another facets of training, which is skill and virtual training, as well as the digital education. We can utilize the national database far more effectively for these other two facets of training, which is skill and virtual training, as well as the digital education. So certainly in the context, this is definitely a very interesting and innovative tool, which we should collectively try. Then possibly I feel that we should be definitely able to work on the one of the effective solution out of all these solutions to address the real-time faculty shortage. Thank you so much.
National Board of Examinations, you have a big role to play. Very positive approach which you have taken out. and the advice and the recommendations which are coming from you will definitely help us through the National Board of Examinations. Now we'll move on to Dr. Rajiv Bahl, the Director General of ICMR and the Secretary DHR. Dr. Rajiv Bahl is a distinguished physician scientist specializing in pediatrics and public health. He currently serves as the Director General of Indian Council of Medical Research and Secretary of the Department of Health Research. Dr. Bell is a rich background in the maternal and child health research, having previously worked at the World Health Organizations at the Geneva on various aspects of maternal, newborn child, adolescent health, and the various WHO initiatives. His work has been significantly impacted health policy and programs, not only of the WHO, but also the India. For him, we are going to discuss with you, sir, what are the areas where the medical curriculum is lacking and what are the reforms are needed in the curriculum to meet the India's healthcare needs. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Dr. Srinivas, and good afternoon to everybody. I'd like to start by saying that this increase in the number of medical college seats is a very welcome step for improving healthcare system in our country. As Dr. Paul had said in the morning, that we need to achieve ratios of doctor population, which is like the developed countries in the world in the next 20 years. But to have a greatest impact of this visionary expansion of medical education, it should be accompanied by not only maintaining, but also improving the quality of medical education. Education can be achieved by having adequate and competent faculty, as Dr. Abhijat was talking about, innovative ways of high quality teaching and learning, including the use of telelearning and digital technology, as well as improvements in medical curriculum and its implementation in an effective manner. What I'm going to do in the next couple of minutes is say where I think the medical curriculum is lacking, and then I will come to some suggestions for reforms. It would help if others could keep their microphones muted. Dr. Gangadhar, thank you very much. The 5 points where I think the medical curriculum is currently lacking is, firstly, although good beginnings have been made towards competency-based medical education, we have still largely focused on transmission of knowledge rather than creating competent physicians. And there needs to be much more effort in this regard. The second thing that I'd like to talk about is that the focus of a medical graduate continues to be on individual therapeutic care and more so on inpatient care. But preventive and promotive care needs greater focus. It is only part of one subject, but it needs to come in the medical practice of all our physicians. Similarly, outpatient care and primary health care are given less importance, including importance given to public health epidemiology, and these skills are lacking in our graduates. The curriculum needs more focus on morality, ethics, empathy, social awareness, communication, and other soft skills that a doctor absolutely needs. And this is an area where we can do better. Finally, there is very little focus on research. If I go back to my own days of medical education, as many of you would, there was very little by means of understanding research methods, and even understanding evidence. The key question is how we make our physicians understand innovations, change in evidence, understanding it and using this evidence throughout their careers. This part of education is not only needed to make some of the physicians as physician scientists, who will be innovators in their own right, but also to make doctors who can continue to learn throughout their lives. Many people have said this before, that the goal of medical education is not to make people learn medicine, but to make them learn how to learn medicine throughout their lives. A few suggestions on the reforms that I think are required, and I'm going to touch on 6 points. The first is further strides need to be made towards these competencies of medical graduates, using out of the box techniques of building these competencies and their evaluation, using digital technology for transmission of knowledge to medical students. Now, in today's world, unlike what we went through 40 years ago when we were getting our medical education,
course in the second year and remaining semester course books in the third year. Like that, if we plan a full set of a program, it would be more useful for the students. So there are many such details. We will be, others can throw light on that. There will be training or through workshops for all institutional heads, authors, translators. So on various language wise or institution wise, we can have we have to have lot many workshops in the month of March and April. So the work starts from March 5th itself. That has already started today. From tomorrow onwards, we have to run. That is all I want to say now.
Thank you, Chamuji. In the entire project, technology also plays a very important role. We are already using some of these tools. I request now Professor Anil Sahasrabudhe to please tell us how technology can be made use in this scheme.
धन्यवाद जगदीश कुमार जी, आपने और चमू कृष्ण शास्त्री जी ने काफी हद तक बहुत सारे बिंदुओं को कवर किया है, लेकिन मैं कुछ चीजें दोहराना चाहता हूं कि यदि शिक्षा नीति के अंतर्गत हमको GR 50% तक जाना है तो उसमें दो चीजों की आवश्यकता बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है। पहली, हमारे छात्र 10वीं 12वीं तक अपने अपनी मातृभाषा में सीखते हैं तो उनको हायर एजुकेशन आल्सो अपनी मातृभाषा में प्रोवाइड करना बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है। और टेक्नोलॉजी का उपयोग, आपने सही कहा कि टेक्नोलॉजी का उपयोग करके उनको उनके पास जाना बहुत जरूरी है। कई लोगों ने इसके ऊपर बहुत सारी शंकाएं जरूर कही थी, लेकिन मैं तो कहता हूं कि आपने जैसे कहा कॉग्निशन, कॉन्फिडेंस और IKS को इंटीग्रेट करना है तो मातृभाषा में ही शिक्षा होनी चाहिए, उसकी बहुत बहुत बड़ी जरूरत है। उसी से हमारे आचार, विचार, संस्कार, नवाचार और अनुसंधान, ये सारी चीजें आगे बढ़ सकती हैं। लेकिन इसमें बहुत सारी चैलेंजेस जरूर आएगी। हमको यदि पढ़ना अपनी मातृभाषा में है तो हमारी किताबों को तैयार करना बहुत जरूरी था। इसलिए भारतीय भाषा पुस्तक स्कीम या योजना, या जैसे अभी भी चमू जी ने कहा कि एक मिशन मोड में करना है, ये बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है। इसलिए है कि हमको स्वातंत्र मिलके अभी 77 साल हो गए, हमने बहुत सारा समय गवाया है। अगले 3 साल में हमको ये कैचअप करना है, ट्रेन जो छूट गई थी 77 साल पहले, उसको 3 साल में हमको करना है। तो इसलिए टेक्नोलॉजी का उपयोग जितना हो सकता है उतना करना पड़ेगा। तो मैं चैलेंजेस की जो बात कर रहा था, पहला, हमारे ह्यूमैनिटीज एंड सोशल साइंसेस की किताबें काफी लोग अपने अपनी मातृभाषा में लिखते रहे, लेकिन जब तक साइंस टेक्नोलॉजी की किताबें, मेडिकल की, लॉ की किताबें हैं, वो आज भी अंग्रेजी में ही है। तो इसलिए ओरिजिनल किताबें जितने हो सके उतनी 2200 भाषाओं में ये सारे विषयों की होनी चाहिए, यानी साइंस, टेक्नोलॉजी, लॉ, मेडिसिन, ये सभी चीजें आनी चाहिए। लेकिन बहुत सारे लोगों को हमारी शिक्षा भी उच्च शिक्षा अंग्रेजी में होने के कारण हमारी मातृभाषा में पुस्तकें लिखने में कई समस्याएं हमको भी आती है। तो इसलिए यदि कोई इंग्लिश में पुस्तक लिखने में कंफर्टेबल है, हमारा जो अनुभव पुराना है AICT से, तो ऐसा था कि लोगों ने अंग्रेजी में किताबें लिखी, लेकिन उसको हम अनुवादिनी टूल से हम अलग अलग भाषाओं में ट्रांसलेट कर सकते हैं। और ये टूल ऐसा बनाया गया है कि जिसमें यदि किताब वर्ड में है, वर्ड पीडीएफ में है, कोरल ड्रॉ में है, इन डिजाइन में है, तो उसको वैसे के वैसे कलर जीरोक्स कॉपी के तरीके से अंग्रेजी से उस भाषा में आ सकता है। लेकिन उसमें कुछ कमियां इसलिए है कि लार्ज लैंग्वेज मॉडल्स आज भी परफेक्शन न होने की वजह से एक्यूरेसी कई जगह में 60-70% तो कभी 80% होती है। तो हमको 2 स्टेज में उसको आगे बढ़ाना चाहिए। एक तो ट्रांसलेट होने के बाद उसको पहले एक आदमी को उसको रिव्यू करना चाहिए, उसको क्रेडिट, उसको एडिट करना चाहिए, उसके बाद उसको एक और वेटिंग लेवल हायर लेवल में होना चाहिए। इस सब के लिए एक पोर्टल की निर्माण करने की भी जरूरत है। वो भी उसके साथ साथ हम यदि करेंगे, जो एआईसीटी में एक तरफ से चल रहा है, दूसरी तरफ इन्फ्लिपनेट के माध्यम से यूजीसी ने जो शुरुआत की है, उसमें यदि हम और परिवर्तन करते हैं, इफ यू मॉडिफाई दैट, we will make a perfect system for creating books in Indian languages directly as well as through translation, editing and vetting। ये बहुत महत्वपूर्ण बात हम कर सकते हैं। उसके बाद वो डिजिटल फॉर्मेट में होने की वजह से कोई भी पोर्टल में, ई कुंभ में हो या इन्फ्लिपनेट में हो, पोस्ट कर से लोगों को आसानी से मिलने के लिए हाई स्पीड इंटरनेट कनेक्टिविटी की जरूरत न होते हुए भी वो कैसे डाउनलोड कर सकते हैं या पढ़ सकते हैं, उसके ऊपर भी हम ध्यान दे सकते हैं और देंगे। लेकिन सबसे महत्वपूर्ण दूसरी एक बात मैं कहना चाहूंगा कि ये सब पुस्तकें लिखने के लिए हमको कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग करनी चाहिए। अभी चमू जी ने कहा कि इसकी पूरी जिम्मेदारी हमारी यूनिवर्सिटीज को लेनी चाहिए, क्योंकि शिक्षा देने की जो कार्य है वो उनका दायित्व है। तो उनकी कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग के लिए हो सकता है कि हम 2 कार्यशालाएं, वर्कशॉप्स अरेंज करेंगे। एक करीब 3000 लोगों का वर्कशॉप, जिसमें 1100 यूनिवर्सिटीज, 1222 ऑटोनोमस इंस्टीट्यूशंस, 170 CFTIs, 500 प्रोमिनेंट स्कूल्स, इनके लीडर्स को बुला के इनको पहले कन्विंस करना पड़ेगा कि इसकी जरूरत है। जो आपने बार बार कहा कि कॉग्निशन, कॉन्फिडेंस ओनली मातृभाषा से आता है, ये जब तक हमारे उच्च अधिकारी लोग जो अपने अपने स्थान पर बैठे हैं उनको जब तक पता नहीं चलता है तो नीचे नहीं जा सकेगा। तो एक वर्कशॉप इनके लिए। तो दूसरा वर्कशॉप है जो हमारे प्राध्यापक पुस्तक लिखने के लिए तैयार है, उनको कैसे पुस्तक लिखना चाहिए। जो आउटकम बेस्ड एजुकेशन की बात करते हैं नैक में, एनबीए में, तो ऐसी किताबें कैसे तैयार करनी चाहिए, उसमें ग्राफिक्स या इन्फोग्राफिक्स कैसे इंसर्ट करना चाहिए, पिक्चर्स कैसे, टेबल्स कैसे डालने चाहिए। तो इंटरेस्टिंग किताब होनी चाहिए, पढ़ने के लिए हमको उत्साह आना चाहिए। ऐसा करते हुए उसमें क्यूआर एम्बेडिंग करके और विशेष ज्ञान बाहर का और एडिशनल ज्ञान देने के लिए भी व्यवस्था होनी चाहिए। ऐसे ये 2 वर्कशॉप की बहुत 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 गहराई से हम योजना करके आगे बढ़ना है। मैं 2-3 छोटी चीजें बताना चाहूंगा कि ये सबको प्रेरणा देने के लिए एक तो वर्कशॉप हो गया माध्यम, लेकिन हम नैक में बेसिक एक्रेडिटेशन और मैच्योरिटी बेस्ड ग्रेडेड लेवल की जो एक्रेडिटेशन सिस्टम अगले 1-2 महीने में आने वाली है, उसमें ऐसे किताब लिखने वालों को कुछ ना कुछ अंक यदि देंगे तो नेचुरली वो एक मोटिवेशनल भी होगा और आगे बढ़ने के लिए आसान होगा। वैसे ही एनबीए में भी इंडियन नॉलेज सिस्टम हो या अपने अपने भाषा में सिखाने के लिए वहां भी आ सकता है। नेशनल इंस्टीट्यूशनल रैंकिंग फ्रेमवर्क में भी उसका थोड़ा सा जिक्र करने से लोगों को एक कॉम्पिटिटिव स्पिरिट में हमको भी आगे बढ़ना चाहिए, ये आ जाएगा। और मेरे ख्याल से आज एक दिन जो चल रहा है ये योजना के अंतर्गत कार्य, उसको एक बढ़ावा देते हुए इसको एक मास मूवमेंट के रूप में करना पड़ेगा। जैसे चमू जी ने कहा 1 लाख किताबें हमारे, इसमें 3 साल में हम कितना कर सकते करेंगे, लेकिन कार्य यहाँ समाप्त नहीं होगा। 3 साल के बाद भी आगे चलना चाहिए। इट शुड बिकम ए मास मूवमेंट। मेरे ख्याल से इसके साथ साथ CSTT लैंग्वेज यूनिवर्सिटीज को हम जोड़ेंगे। इतना कहते हुए शुरुआत की मैं कहते आगे लोगों को अपना अपना वक्तव्य करने के लिए छोड़ दूंगा। नमस्कार।
Thank you, Anil ji, for telling us about the role of technology. Just to add to what you said, with English entrenched as a dominant medium in our higher education, despite a rich tradition of scholarship in Indian languages, and then the post-independent policies which equated English with modernity, if there is anything remarkable about India's linguistic landscape, I would say it is the tension between the colonial legacy and the desire to use Indian languages as a medium of education in the higher educational institutions. And some people, they still believe that professional education cannot be provided in Indian languages. AICTE has been working in providing textbooks in Indian languages in professional programs. So I request Professor T.G. Sitaram to please speak about this aspect.
Warm greetings to everyone. It's really my privilege to address today on the subject which is deeply connected to our cultural heritage, educational accessibility, and national progress. Bharatiya Bhasha Pustak scheme is a visionary scheme announced by the Honorable Finance Minister in the Union Budget, and now we are already ahead. And as Chamu Shastri said, from tomorrow we should be starting writing the books. It's a historic step towards promoting learning in Indian languages and making education more inclusive and impactful. Friends, yet for last several decades, a vast number of Indian students, especially those from non-English backgrounds, have struggled with higher education resources, primarily because everything was available only in English, at least in engineering and professional courses. So they have struggled with higher educational resource material. So that this language barrier has been often limited their access to quality education, innovation, and opportunity. So in that context, BBPS is a game changer in addressing this challenge. So coming to AICTE's role in Bharatiya Bhasha Pustak scheme in promoting multilingual technical education, as chairman of this session highlighted, that AICTE has always been at the forefront of promoting technical education in Indian languages through several initiatives. Technical book writing scheme, which we started in 2021, writing and translating textbook into Indian languages have been initiated in 2021, and we have done a lot of work. And we have also major initiative is just a year and a half back, that all this material is freely available, made freely available online through our eKumbh portal, Kumbh representing knowledge unleashed in multiple Bharatiya languages. A robust digital platform has been developed, providing free access to translated technical books. Here, we only wrote it in English and then translated to 12 languages. So this is now we have also upgraded this through using AI-driven translation, as Anil Sasabudiji was highlighting. AICTE is leveraging AI-based tools for rapid and high-quality translation while ensuring expert human oversight for linguistic and technical accuracy. So here, Anuvadini needs a mention. Anuvadini Foundation is also created at AICTE, which has done a lot of work as a company. And therein, we have collaborated with universities, institutions, and government as well. AICTE is actively, so far I would like to highlight to you 679 books available in technical and general higher education, which are in the streams of diploma and engineering programs. What is important is eKumbh is also downloaded. More than 6 lakh downloads have happened globally. About 3 million users have visited this portal. So the significance is very, very clear. So the AICTE is very happy to be part of the BBPS scheme. AICTE will leverage its existing framework because we have developed a lot of protocols already, whether it is identifying the authors or how to vet it, how to use the technology to do this at a faster pace and convert them to different languages. And we are also extending into 22 and how to store this information so that it's available to everybody free of cost, like eKumbh. To implement this in BBPS scheme becomes much easier because we have now already a knowledge at a scale which has been experimentally demonstrated. AICTE will work alongside of UGC, Bharatiya Bhasha Samiti, INIs, and NIMI and NSDC to develop and translate textbooks. Particularly, I would like to tell you, with NIMI and NSDC, we have also done a large number of books already translated and put it. In UGC, more than 150 books have already been put on our e-com portal. So integration of AI and technology in multilingual education is very key because AI is here already. AICTE pioneers the use of AI tools for translation, enhancing speed and accuracy. As you earlier said, we have now techniques to translate book to book itself in multiple languages. And a key AI translation tools is Anuvadini, which is an in-house AI-based translator developed at AICTE, and almost more than 100 people working for this in different capacities at AICTE. The process has also been very well established. AI-based initial translation of English books we started, but it can be done now with any other languages as well. Human oversight by expert translator, we have also identified institutions to check and vet and final proofreading before publishing on e-com. So looking ahead, last few words, together, let's make technical and higher education, not only technical and higher education, even all higher education, truly accessible to every student in their mother tongue. And it is very important to create this material in different languages of India, 22 at least languages, so that, think about it, how much research happens here, how much people start thinking about it. So you are also increasing the capability of the thinking of the people while writing this. Book writing is not an easy job. So but the time is time if everybody concentrates. So I think we can do this very, very effectively. AICTE is committed to contribute significantly to this transformative initiative. Let us shape the future of Indian education with the Bharatiya Bhasha at its head. Thank you very much. Namaskar.
Thank you, Professor Sitaram. Now, before I request Professor Srinivasa Rao to speak, let me invite Professor Dinesh Prasad Saklani, because students to the higher education system come from the school system. And there has to be some kind of synchronization, coordination between the school education system and higher education system also when we are talking about introducing Indian languages. So I request the Director NCERT to please speak briefly. Professor Saklani.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. You are very right that synchronization must take place between school education and higher education. As of now, before NCERT, prior to this, used to publish textbooks in 3 languages only, Hindi, English, and Urdu. But from last year onwards, we have made books available in 22 languages plus English. So the translation, most of the books are being translated. Then we have to make a strategy. What we are doing exactly, we are also conducting the workshops for identifying the competent content writers and the translators also. Because identification of the content writer is very important. The translation and technology is also there. We have been taking support from the Anuvadini itself. Before last year, we did our own through our RIs. We have the regional centers for different regions. We took their help and then got that translated. But now we are with Anuvadini, and we have an MOU there. So that is there. But a lot of work has to be done even after that. And synchronization takes place since most of the books in most of the textbook development committees, university professors are there already. So since they are with us, so they take cue from the school education textbooks, and at the secondary level particularly, how the books are being integrated. Because NEP 2020 says that the books must be integrated. How we integrate, how we minimize the content, and how we make the concept, heavy concept and less content. So that has to be ensured. ये जो बड़ा काम है, इसके लिए बहुत समय की जरूरत पड़ेगी, स्ट्रेटेजी बनानी पड़ेगी इसके लिए. School education, higher education linkages is very much important. At the time of the development of NCFs, we worked together with the universities, and we conducted a lot of workshops with the vice chancellors, at least in 45 places, different universities. many vice chancellors joined. So that is very good suggestion. And already we are taking support of the higher education institutions, professors, and all the content writers. We have teachers, we have content writers from the different domains, and we have content writers from the higher education system also. So while writing books for the higher education, I will request that the NCERT and our pool should also be utilized here, so that the synchronization will take place, synergy will be there. Because what is going up, that has to go from the downwards. Bottom up approach which we have adopted for the NEP 2020, that approach has to be established, and this collaboration and this coordination will certainly lead us to the success. And this is a big mission, और ये बहुत जरूरी है. जैसे अभी तक आप सबने कहा, अनिल सहस्रबुद्धे जी ने भी कहा कि अपनी मातृभाषा में सीखना बहुत जरूरी है. और भाषा केवल कम्युनिकेशन का माध्यम नहीं है, बल्कि संस्कृति और सभ्यता का जो कम्युनिकेशन है वो भाषा से ही होता है. तो ये बहुत आवश्यक है और इसके लिए कोऑर्डिनेशन बनाना जरूरी है. तो 2-3 पॉइंट में इसमें फिर से रिपीट करूंगा. एक तो आइडेंटिफिकेशन ऑफ द गुड कंटेंट राइटर्स, उसके लिए हमें कुछ एक्सरसाइज करनी होगी. एक पूल हम बनाएंगे, हमारे पास तो पूल है ऑलरेडी, आप उसमें से, हम और भी पूल बना रहे हैं, तो उसमें से हायर एजुकेशन के साथ कौन आ सकते हैं, एक एक्सरसाइज ये करनी चाहिए. जो वर्कशॉप 2 चामू शास्त्री जी ने बताई, वो वर्कशॉप के साथ साथ एक ये इस तरह की रीजनल क्षेत्रों में अगर हम करेंगे. और ट्रांसलेशन के लिए जरूरी है कि सब्जेक्ट का नॉलेज उसको हो टीचर को. लैंग्वेज तो ठीक है, मगर अगर फिजिक्स का ट्रांसलेट करना है, फिजिक्स का ट्रांसलेशन करने में अगर तमिल में करना है, तो तमिल भाषा के साथ साथ उसको फिजिक्स भी आना चाहिए. ये डिफिकल्टी कुछ हमको यहाँ लग रही है जो हम अपनी किताबों को ट्रांसलेट कर रहे हैं, तो ये ओवरकम करने में जो भी हमारा एक कोऑर्डिनेशन बनेगा, उससे हम सक्सेसफुली इसको कर सकते हैं. तो अभी फिलहाल मैं इतना कहना चाहूंगा. मुझे मीटिंग में जाना है, तो आई विल बेग पार्डन ऑफ ऑल ऑफ यू. आई विल नॉट बी अवेलेबल फॉर फर्दर डिस्कशन. So
thank you,
please. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
We will continue to take your inputs.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next, let us move to Professor K. Srinivasa Rao. He is the Executive Director of National Instructional Media Institute. This is in Chennai. Professor Shri Rao may kindly tell us how you can be part of this scheme and work alongside with us.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you very much for giving opportunity. Today, I'm going to highlight the critical aspects of for advancing skilling development in India, the translation of skilling content into various regional language. Basically, I'm heading the institute is called National Instructional Media Institute. We are in the content development area from last 30 years, because if you see the vocational education system, the entire country, only one syllabus, only one book per trade. That is the advantage. Whereas our colleges and other thing, we have a different universities, different books. So we have about 158 trades are there, where we are developed the content for the all the 150, almost 150 books, and also we are reconverted into the regional languages in 8 regional languages for last 30 years we are doing. But after collaborating with the AICT, with Anvadini tool, the entire scenario has changed. Is helping a lot for converting our books into the different languages with more accuracy level up to 90%. The advantage of this one is we have created a technical dictionary in the 8 languages. That is helping the AI tool to learn more and more and delivering the more accurate level of the translated material. So that is the advantage. That is why from last 1 year, our the speed of translation and the accuracy level, it has enormously increased from last, whatever the work we are doing last 30 years, it is entirely changed now. So that is why we are requested our secretary sir and your request Chamu Shastri sir also to include a part of NIMI will be a part of the in this activity, the translation activity. And also we are the nodal agency for the vocational education system for the entire country. Any vocational education we are developing, whereas your books are writing by one or two others, but whereas our development of the content writing will be a group activity, sir. It's not an individual. So we have our content writers from the industry, institution, and instructor from the ITIs. There is a group active. They will sit together and they develop and it will be assessed by quality check will be done by our institute. After that, it will be verified by the our language lab. We have a separate language cell consisting of 8 languages. Now we are changing into 12 languages now, where the quality check will be done by them, and also the formats. Another thing, their AICT is helping a lot. Really, it's a game changing, sir. Otherwise, now one book it will take for 6 months. Now we are able to do within 2 months. That is the advantage, but we want to utilize this facility and serve for the entire country, because our students community, we know very well that they are very, very low knowledge. That is why we want to use everything into the local language only. That is why our Honorable Prime Minister is launched under 3rd NEP National Education Policy Program. They have launched first 100 regional books, and recently our Honorable Minister also has launched under 200 books. Now we want to speed up. We have about nearly 2,645 books to be developed under the ITI ecosystem, where our Chamu Shastri sir last meeting they accepted to develop into the languages by using the what we call AI tool, where really is a game-changing scenario, sir. Now, which is a very much useful. Otherwise, sir, the languages is a major barrier for our ITS students, where they are not able to learn whatever they are talking in English, they are not able to understand. That is why we have brought a content development in the form of digital way also. We have developed about nearly 200 hours of English content for the what you call e-learning material, and also convert into the 8 languages. We have about 2,000 hours of regional language content, digital content is available. Now our target is top 100 trades. We want to develop around 20,000 hours of e-content material for the country. Within shortly, we are going to start these schemes, where all digital content available in the 12 languages. And our target is 22. First phase, we want to do 12. Next one is 22. Similarly, whatever the material textbook which is developed, it will be available at present 12. After that, next phase will go into 24. So that with that one, our student community will get a gain, not only our ITS students, the entire vocational education system in the entire country, sir. So this will be used by the PMKKY Center or state governments, and most of the state governments are using our content, and where we have been posted into the Bharat Skills website, and also we have a SID portal, our ministry SID portal. There also all our textbooks are available. We have about nearly 4,000 books are available in the public domain. Anybody can download and use it, and they can go for day-to-day activities, and both the theoretical and practical books are available. And also we are converting our mock test, which is a very popular. Within 10 months, within 40 days, it is more than 10 lakh subscribers has been taken, and it is also using the regional languages, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Shri Rao.
Yes.
We have been working with universities along with the Bharatiya Bhasha Samiti during last 6 months. And there is a tremendous interest in the university system. But we also need to take the CFTIs on board. And I'm glad that we have Professor Amit Patra, who is Director IIT BHU, and is also from IIT Kharagpur. So we can say he's representing 2 IITs to please say a few words in about 2 minutes on this project.
Thank you, Professor Jagdish Kumar, and namaskar to everyone. My voice is a little bad for the last couple of weeks, but I hope I can manage. So in fact, in Delhi, I met most of you, including Professor Kumar, Professor Sahasrabudhe, and Professor Sitaram. So we also had brief chats about this. So we have been thinking, and I have heard all the important points mentioned so far. So 2-3 points are coming to my mind. One thing is that, in fact, I have also discussed with my colleagues in IIT BHU. Some of them also participated in the AICTE program of writing books. So they told me that they have contributed to that. One thing is that writing a book is not a very easy task. It takes years, and I personally took 6 years to complete one book very recently, and that too, again, still we are not satisfied. So that is what happens. So we need to keep that in mind when we are targeting 3 years. So one option, of course, Chamu Krishna Shastriji also told that we may also be able to take help of retired people and all
who have more time, because faculty like who are already busy taking classes, doing research, they may not be able to devote so much of time. So I'm sure that is one way. But one more option, I just thought that when we had gone, I went out postdoc for Germany, and there I used to see that all the good English textbooks which I had studied in college, they have all been translated into German and kept nicely in the library. And Germany does that, France does that, Russia does that, and recently China also has started doing it. I don't know recently or how many years back, because I had published a book last year, which now the Chinese people have already asked for translation rights. So I think while we'll encourage our colleagues to write and publish, we should also not close our eyes to really standard textbooks, like in medical science, etc. We have such standard books like Guyton and all, which are like Bibles. Or so we must also keep it in mind, and we may not have to directly invest in that. We need to just keep the publishers informed that now we are going for this type of a movement. We are going to give emphasis to Bharatiya Bhasha Pustak. So why don't you think of getting some good publications translated, and you do your business? So
Right.
that could be one option. And one more
Time
thing
is over.
regarding, so one more thing regarding what Director NCERT also said, identifying the right content writer is very important, and complete decentralization is probably not a good idea. Firstly, that will introduce multiplicity of books on the same topic, and some people may be just taking their class notes and converting into a manuscript. Rather than that, we had some good experience in all IITs and universities working together in programs like NPTEL, where we all coordinated, found the content writers, and along with NCERT, if we can join up into a program, I think we may be able to do a better job.
Right.
So I don't want to take more time, but
Yeah.
I'll come back as
Thank
more
you,
questions.
Professor Patra.
Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Patra. From now onwards, what I will say is, I will invite one of you and say you have 120 seconds time. So you'll have to finish within that time because we are running short of time. So next, let us go to a state university. Professor Sureka Dangwal, BC Doon University. Would you please speak for about 120 seconds?
Ji, namaskar. It's very good and great idea to translate the course books into multi-languages or 22 languages of Bharat. What is my idea is that, as Professor Jagdish said about decolonization, it is really a mental violence when we impose the English language in the mind of the students, and they are not able to express themselves, their cognitive values, their expression, their creativity, everything hampered. And in that case, the essentiality is there. But being a person from literature, I feel that our social science syllabus is overloaded with gender studies. And that particular gender studies is always westernized in its pedagogy. And we are teaching Marxist feminism, and still it is in the syllabus. And we are talking about identities, fractured identities, multi-fractured identities. And the students, those who don't know English, still talking about we have identity crisis. So what is the problem? The communication is, it is not properly being communicated to them, और वो इतना अधिक उनसे प्रभावित हो जाते हैं विदाउट नोइंग द रियलिटी. तो हम लोगों ने एक इंटरनेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस की थी जिसमें भारतीय महिला सत्य आधारित दृष्टिकोण, और इसको हमने एक कंबाइंड रूप से SNDT, प्रोफेसर उज्ज्वला इज आल्सो हियर, प्रोफेसर उज्ज्वला और मैं और लीना जी, इसमें हम लोग एडिटर्स थे कंबाइंड. और जिसने जिस भाषा में महिला के ऊपर लिखा, इसमें तमिल में भी आर्टिकल है, तेलुगु में भी आर्टिकल है, इंग्लिश में भी है और हिंदी में भी है, और सब हमने एज इट इज उसको कंबाइन करके एक बुक को निकाला था. तो मुझे लगता है दून यूनिवर्सिटी पर्टिकुलरली स्कूल ऑफ लैंग्वेजेस में 5 फॉरेन लैंग्वेजेस हैं. हमारे पास हिंदी और संस्कृत नहीं है. हिंदू स्टडीज हम इस जुलाई से खोलने वाले हैं गवर्नमेंट की मदद से. तो लैंग्वेज के कौन से पोर्शन में दून यूनिवर्सिटी हेल्प कर सकती है? आई एम ऑलवेज देयर एंड आई एम रियली द सपोर्टर ऑफ दिस, दैट एवरीथिंग शुड बी ट्रांसलेटेड इनटू भारतीय भाषा. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Let's move to another state university. Professor Ujjwala Chakradev, could you please speak for about 120 seconds?
Yes, thank you so much. And I'll utilize my seconds appropriately. Very nicely expressed all the points, and I'm so thankful that I am able to express my views here. I'll talk about SNDT Women's University's strengths in this particular subject. For past many years, the university has been giving knowledge in 4 languages, that is Hindi, Marathi, English, and Gujarati. So these are the 4 basic languages, apart from which Sanskrit is there, and in one of the subjects, Urdu is also there. So these are the subjects where languages. But examination is also conducted in these some of these languages, in dual languages, and the syllabus is also printed accordingly. So that's a basic background where I would say we're there. But then when I was listening to you all here, one of the initiatives of government of Maharashtra is a Mahaswayam. That is a language in Marathi language or a regional language, all IKS subjects and others also, because then that would be given to the rural areas and the teachers are already being trained in that to take up these subjects. So training of this has become one suggestion which comes to my mind for adding up the things is the research done by our PhD scholars in the universities. We can pick up some of those, identify, and monographs of those in the regional languages can be as it is printed, because that will be something which is readily available with us, as well as some initiatives to reach out the people larger, because at SNDT Women's University, we are also connected with the self-help women groups across India and in the rural areas also. And we are connected with the artifacts and the art forms of entire Bharat. And in that case, something related to the art of the land that can be documented. These women will not be able to write, but as a university, we can take up those forms and then write it through our teachers. So that is one of the things which comes to my mind. And recognizing prior learning with the scheme which has been now floated, and we are now have a center. We were initiating a center through which all this identification of great experts in this field we are trying to pick up. Lifelong learning, we have more than 200 NGOs connected to SNDT Women's University. So these people are also of help to connect to the people as well as to take the subject content for this. So what I'm trying to suggest is, apart from the basic course subjects and their textbooks, we need to understand the allied subjects which are there, in which the university is involved, because national education policy demands these. So these allied subjects, textbooks can be written in collaboration with the society. Thank you so much, sir. There are many other things, but if the given time permits, I'll talk to you later.
Sure.
Thank you.
You know, as one of you mentioned, it is especially the rural students who really struggle in English medium only setup. They are subjected to anxiety, and then they are subjected to alienation. And there is no better person to speak about it than Professor Katimani. Professor Katimani, would you like to say a few words about this project?
Sir, thank you. Namaste. Sir, in 22 languages in 8th schedule, there are 2 tribal languages. One is Bodo and another is Santhali. Bodo has 1.4 million speakers and Santhali has 7.6 million speakers in 6 states, 6 important states. Our university definitely will be happy to coordinate in the matter. At the same time, there are, Chamu Shastri ji ki baaton ko main aage badhaunga. There are institutions, CIIL Mysuru, Central Sahitya Academy, Bharatiya Bhasha, which is in Bengaluru only for translations. NGOs who are dealing with the translations. One NGO I know in Malayalam as well as in Tamil Nadu. And the traditional translators are there regularly, they are translating. and professional translators with the help of technology. New youngsters, they have come up. NCRT is already helping us. So by collecting all these people, contacting all these people, definitely we can make it. Another one small point, soft power of India, NEP has taught us. भारत की जो अद्भुत शक्ति है, संगीत, नृत्य, कला, आयुर्वेदा, वेदा, इन पर भी हमको अनुवाद या अन्य भाषाओं में अनुवाद, ये संस्कृत में है, समझिए इंग्लिश में और अन्य भाषाओं में, तेलुगु, तमिल, मराठी में भी करना जरूरी है. थैंक यू सर. नमस्ते.
While no, we can bring out many books other than textbooks also in Indian languages, but the main focus of our project is to bring out textbooks so that Indian languages can be introduced as a medium in higher education. So now let's move to Professor Vaidya Subramaniam.
எல்லோருக்கும் மாலை வணக்கம், சந்தியா கால pranams and good evening. So with my 120 seconds starting now, I thought I will just make 6 very brief points. Given the canvas with which we have to approach this entire mission-based project, 330,000 books in 22 Bharatiya Bhashas, providing 15,000 courses in 3 years, is not an easy task. So the 6 dimensions in which I thought we can approach and maybe add and expand and kind of qualify and quantify them. One, there is something called the rule of proportionality, so that we ensure that the impact that we can create is maximized. So we need to understand where actually these textbooks are necessary and ensure that the proportionality is maintained by way of translating them into languages where it is more required. Though the budget says this is for both school and higher education, I just noticed that all our discussions have been in higher education. I'm assuming that the budget is for school also. So we need to also calibrate the entire scheme with a clear focus towards school as well as higher education, and focusing on unschooled areas where we have to provide access to these textbooks. There are many metrics that are available that can identify these vulnerable schooling districts that needs books in local languages. Then higher education, we can focus on a lot of subjects where students struggle at the entry level, as a result of which there is a lot of backlog. That is one of the biggest reasons that they are dropping out. All degree programs have this quote within quote tough subjects to clear at the entry level. Maybe it's a good idea to start with such courses to develop textbooks, then to just start with courses where content creators are readily available. One thing the NIMI director said, there is already a captive corpus of content that is available. We can start with this for skill-based vocational education courses. And the next is also focus on emerging areas. Though we stress more on entry level and skill-based courses, there is also a huge need for emerging area courses where language can make a whole lot of a difference, and generic courses that are multidisciplinary, touching law, history, arts, humanities, culture, and so on and so forth. The use of technology to catalyze this entire initiative is very, very important. We might also think of podcasting these types of textbooks so that students with reading disabilities will find it very, very useful. And let's also zero on some uniform translation tool so that there is harmonization and consistency in the output. The last important dimension that we also have to focus is, despite all these efforts, we still talk about other free courses, other translation courses available. So how can we make this initiative with a huge focus towards outreach and marketing to create a multiplier effect is also something that we need to focus. So I'll stop here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Vaidya. Let us move to Dr. Nani Gopal Mahanta from Guwahati University. Professor Mahanta is there? Looks like he's not there. Dr. Nirja A. Gupta, could you please speak?
Namaste. But just to save all the repetitions, I would present few more things, which because my university is involved in these translations since October 24, and we face certain hiccups. So humbly, I would like to present that so that when we are taking it in a mission mode, we can save certain difficulties. As Chamu sir and Sas Budde sir and Honorable UGC Chairman himself said, that it's a mega task. So there are many other things. Very quickly, I am putting up, sir. जब हम ट्रांसलेशंस या ऑथर्स की बात कर रहे हैं तो हमारे जो पैनल्स हैं उसमें हमको एथनोग्राफर्स जरूर चाहिएंगे, उसके साथ जेनियोलॉजिस्ट चाहिए, लिंग्विस्ट चाहिए, लेक्सिकोग्राफर्स चाहिए, जिसमें यूनिफॉर्म टर्मिनोलॉजी क्रिएट कर सके। और क्योंकि हर रीजनल लैंग्वेज में अपनी अपनी टर्मिनोलॉजी डेवलप हो रही होगी, तो एक नेशनल पैनल ऑफ टर्मिनोलॉजी का भी एक सेंटर बनाना होगा, जिससे कि नेशनल और ग्लोबल टर्म्स उसमें से क्रिएट की जा सकती हैं। ये एक पैरेलल एक्सरसाइज शायद हमें करनी होगी। द सेकंड थिंग वुड बी कि जितने भी हमारे ग्रंथ निर्माण बोर्ड है, यूनिवर्सिटी प्रेस है या स्टेट टेक्स्ट बुक करना होगा, ताकि जो रूरल एरिया में रीच है टेक्स्ट बुक की, वो साथ के साथ होती जाए। टेक्स्ट बुक पब्लिशिंग को उनको पहुंचाना, चाहे ई फॉर्मेट में चाहे प्रिंट फॉर्मेट में, दैट इज इक्वली इम्पोर्टेंट। दिस इज व्हाट वी फेस्ड, हाउ टू रीच आउट टू देम। The third thing is very important, which we can request the Niti Aayog to involve the industry, that the connect between the textbook content and industry has to be maintained right from semester 1. Otherwise, we lose out again and employability will be a question. So, वो भी एक मेजर पार्ट है। एंड द लास्ट इम्पोर्टेंट थिंग इज कि जब हम ट्रांसलेट कर रहे हैं तो कई बुक्स के कंटेंट भारतीय नहीं है, उनको भारतीय करने के लिए भी एक्सपर्ट साथ के साथ ही रिव्यू या कॉपी एडिटर्स या उसके मेजर एडिटर्स हमको चाहिएंगे, ताकि कंटेंट पे एक फ्लिप आ सके। एंड द लास्ट थिंग, द एआई ड्रिवन थिंग इज कि ग्राफिक बुक्स, ई बुक्स या फिर डायनेमिक डिजिटल बुक्स भी हम साथ में इसमें से डिजाइन कर सकते हैं जो एआई ड्रिवन हो, या फिर स्टोरीज को इनटू गेमिंग मोड में भी हमारे टेक्नोक्रेट्स ला सकते हैं। तो हम टेक्नोक्रेट्स की भी एक टीम साथ में अपने ऑथर्स को देते जाएं, बजाय ऑथर्स को ट्रेन करें। इट्स बेटर दैट वी सप्लीमेंट अ टेक्नोक्रेट टीम विद द ऑथर्स who can take up the job intermittently in 15 days or 20 days. So humbly, I would like to submit this, and thanks for giving this opportunity.
Thank you, Professor Nirja. You also brought in the word technocrat also. They need to be involved in our project. And we have one technocrat here, Shri Prajyot Saran. He is from Microsoft, India. He's a startup representative. May I request him to speak how they can also participate in this? Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. So what I've done is, sir, I've put certain slides just to give a context of what is my thoughts around it. So just sharing my screen.
Okay.
I hope it is visible.
Not yet.
Okay, is it visible now?
Maybe first you can share your desktop and then open the file.
Yes, sir. Go to share. Is it visible now?
Yes, it's coming. Yes, yeah.
Great. So I've put in a presentation mode. Yeah. So thank you, sir, and very good afternoon, everyone. And good afternoon to all the panelists. It's my privilege to be part of this workshop to present my views on pertaining questions on the framework side. And during the presentation, I will explore the formulation of the scheme, collaboration among stakeholders, the role of the technology and various challenges that may arise during implementation side. So I have had some thoughts made around these particular slides and walk you through. So the first point which I want to discuss about is formulating the scheme. So how and what manner the scheme needs to be done and defining clear objectives and the project plan. So what I'm talking about here is to formulate a defining clear objectives for the scheme and define the key stakeholders, establishing a detailed project plan. This plan should include specific milestones and deadlines to ensure the timely implementation. There has to be a collaboration between various departments, and regular progress reviews will be essential to stay on track to make necessary adjustments. So this is based on our project plans, how we approach our strategy for on the industry side. So the other topic which I want to talk about is fostering stakeholders collaboration. And that's where I want to focus on a collaboration which can be achieved by establishing a clear communication channels, which is setting common goals and encouraging regular feedbacks, creating a collaborative kind of environment where stakeholders feel valued and heard is essential. And utilizing collaborative tools and platforms can actually facilitate seamless communication and coordination among the stakeholders. Now, using a technology, as likely said earlier, that's using of technology in the content development and how we can leverage advanced language processing tools is what I'll focus in here. So fostering the use of technology in the development of content in Indian languages can be achieved by leveraging advanced language processing tools, promoting the use of AI and machine learning for translation and content creation is a paramount here, and encouraging the adoption of digital platforms for content distribution is very important, also apart from the content development. And additionally, providing training and resources to content creators on the use of these technologies can further enhance the development process. So this is our point of view on the leveraging advanced technologies. What are the challenges implementing and solutions? If I talk a little more on this, so ensuring academic rigor and standardization is the focus in here. So what are the challenges that I see? Likely challenges in implementation include ensuring a uniform academic rigor, accuracy, and standardization of content across multiple languages without compromising on quality. Yeah. So additionally, many universities may lack the necessary linguistic and subject matter experts to translate high quality textbooks. And the contingency plans are also needed if institutions fail to meet the expected milestones. And AI translation tools must maintain linguistic accuracy, contextual relevance, and cultural sensitivity. Finally, ensuring accessibility of digital resources to all students, specifically in the regions with limited digital infrastructure, is very crucial. Now, ensuring uniform academic rigor. So what we are doing is ensuring uniform academic rigor, accuracy, and standardization of content across multiple languages without compromising on quality can be achieved by implementing a robust quality assurance framework. That's what's been discussed in this panel before. The framework should include standardization guidelines for content creation. Regular peer reviews and continuous monitoring of the content development process is also a very important factor. So additionally, leveraging technologies such as AI-based translation tools and involving subject matter experts in this review process can help maintain consistency and quality process in different languages.
Right. Could you conclude now?
Yeah. So I move on to the building capacity institution, which is also a very important aspect where we're talking about not only building individual capacity but also identifying qualified authors and translators, as well as incentivizing the faculty participation as well. Last not the least, I'd like to conclude with a slide which talks about our ensuring that the quality of AI generated content is also maintained. A proper, robust monitoring evaluation system and quality in AI generated content is also being maintained, where we have a quality assurance framework, standardized guidelines, role of human oversight and continuous monitoring. There's another point which is talk about accessibility of digital resources. So hybrid approach, infrastructure development, teacher training, awareness campaigns, and incorporating interactive elements. So school education, the skill education, and the higher education interactivity, which will include seminars, hands-on projects, critical thinking among students to be envisioned. And this is my concluding slides, which talks about our the areas where we can actually collaborate. In conclusion, addressing the questions surrounding schemes implementing the crucial for success by focusing on formulation, collaboration, technology use, and addressing challenges. We can create an effective education scheme that enhance learning outcomes. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for a comprehensive presentation. We'll now move to Dr. Pradipta Kumar Nanda, Vice Chancellor, Shikshao Ansandhan. Could you please speak? Is he there? Okay. Seems that he is not here. Let's Shri G.C. Ramamurthy. Are you here? I think he is also not here. Right. Let's go to Professor G.S. Bajpai. Professor Bajpai.
Yes, sir. Namaskar. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I have only said three things to say in a very sharp manner. First of all, sir, since this project has just come to our notice, and I'm sure a lot of effort must have been there in the background. But I wish to do that since this is a mega project, as all of us have said, it would be a great idea to do a pilot testing of this entire project to check its feasibility on the ground. What I mean to say, can't we have 4 or 5 universities belonging to different disciplines, engineering, law, technology, social sciences, to have a sort of pilot done in order to understand the practical problems? Sir, because we are only imagining. The real issues will figure when we'll put our efforts into practice. So without a feasibility testing, this would be extremely difficult. This is my first. Second, sir, I want to understand that what is going to be the medium of instruction in classes. So suppose in a class there are dozens of students knowing different languages. So like there is a consensus in most institutions that English is the medium of instruction. Therefore, all the books and entire effort has been then channelized. So we need to understand the process through which the language like English has come in and became the so widespread. In the same manner, you have to bring all the Bharatiya Bhasha. Without changing the medium of instruction, irrespective of books, all what you do, this thing will not change. It cannot happen that I am teaching in English, but I am providing the books in Tamil, Hindi, and all that. That is a serious question. Third is, which is again very important, the language like English became all pervasive because the entire ecosystem has accepted English as a language. So like employer, like all recruiting agencies, different organizations and all that. So sir, I think we need to sort of create and make this assurance that the prospective employers would be interested to appreciate the importance of all these languages. If the language is accepted by the employers, then it will very easily come into the learning system very easily. So sir, these three things I am repeating: the feasibility test, pilot testing, medium of instruction, the employer issue. These are going to be very, very crucial. I don't have time to elaborate on these things. Otherwise, sir, there are a lot of practical questions, because like subject law is not taught by a particular textbook. There is a multiple uses of case law and all those things, and there are a lot of difficulties. And I am saying there is a need to do little reverse engineering to understand the manner in which the English came and it became a language of acceptance for all of us, in which the same process you have to bring the Bharatiya Bhasha. And I have many ideas. If you want, I can send you in writing, but I have invested my ideas, energy and thought in this thing. And therefore I have certain issues which I have very briefly flagged. In case you permit, I will be able to elaborate it. Otherwise, thank you from my side.
Right. We have very little time. We have another 12 minutes only. So what we will do is, Chandanji, you can put your contact email ID in the chat box, and our panelists who would like to give more suggestions, they can send the information there.
Sure.
Yeah. Before I call the other panelists, Anilji wants to say something.
No, I think I want to talk about what Professor Vajpayee just now said about law education. And he's gave three suggestions. At least first one, which is about pilot feasibility testing, has been already done in AICT, having produced books of all the subjects of first year and second year in engineering. So I think we have piloted, the test study is there. There is a robust platform where all of those things like editing, post-editing, subsequently even vetting can be done automatically through the portal. This is number one. Number two, medium of instruction in most institutions is English, because we never attempted other languages. Certainly, if a class has multiple language students, we cannot have multiple language teaching, no doubt about it. A majority students may be in a particular state normally is from one language, maybe in Karnataka, Kannada, in Punjabi, Punjab, and so on. So they can teach in that language. So we need not worry about some other language students, and complement by even talking in English wherever some other language student is not able to understand. This is the second part of it. The third part, which he talked about industry, jobs, this was also raised right from beginning when we started engineering in our Indian languages. I would like to give a case study that in Pune, there is one college which is called Pimpri Chinchwad College of Engineering, who started computer science program in engineering, and that is the only institute where multiple language engineering has started, which has all the 60 seats of one division filled in all the 4 years. And the first batch is now completing their graduation. Much before they have graduated, out of 60 students, 32 students have got excellent jobs, starting from a package of 3 lakh to 15 lakh. I think these are test cases which I want to highlight. So all the doubts that are there in the minds of the people, that what will happen if the students continue to do higher education in English. As far as Vajpayee ji, even courts are talking about providing judgments in our Indian languages, because people who come to the court, they don't understand the judgment which is given in English from a rural area. And Supreme Court has taken, Bobde ji had taken this initiative, and it is continuing. I think this is where I rest my case for answering that particular query which had come.
Thank you, Anilji, for the clarification. Let us see if Shri Ramamurthy ji, would you like to say something?
Yeah, sir, good evening. Very noble audience and august audience on this. I'm seeing that my face is visible. I'm audible, sir.
You're audible, but not your now.
Not visible. In between.
So, from our DGT and MSD, as NIMI is the main nodal agency for carrying out the instruction material. My colleague Srinivas Rao has pointed out clearly how we want to progress this work of translation work in all the languages, 12 plus 10. So with the support of NCERT and AICT, we are scaling up in a much faster way, and we are going in the direction of earlier it was we were doing manually, where we had the scale of this scale has been upgraded and the tremendous opportunity in scaling. So I'm sure that with the technology and the support from both and we'll be able to meet the expectation of BBPS, sir. So thank you very much, sir. We are looking forward for as this new skilling upgradation plan, new trades. So we will have a lot of focus and opportunities also. We look forward for more interaction, sir. Thank you very much. This is what I want to tell.
Thank you, Ji. Thank you very much. The idea of introducing Indian languages as a medium of instruction is primarily to enhance the learning outcomes, to help the students in their cognitive development, provide cognitive flexibility to them. They can always learn English as a communication tool, but not as a medium of instruction. As having said that, we have another 7 minutes. There was also one doubt that was raised by one of the panelists, because there are so many people who are watching this program across the country. This is about developing some common vocabulary for technical terms. This doubt is often raised. So I would like Chamukrishna Shastri Ji to clear this doubt, how we can handle the technical terms.
The Commission for Scientific and Technical Terminology under Ministry of Education has developed about 20 to 450 glossaries comprising about 22 lakh words, and they have put it in the website in a searchable format. The website is called, ID is something, shabda.education@gov.in. That is the website. So they have developed mostly uniform vocabulary for Hindi and Indian languages. They are the authority for suggesting scientific and technical terminology. So if words are not available in the website, author can either write to them for words, or they themselves create words and use it, and later suggest to CSTT, and they will verify, and that could be further improved in the process. So that will be the system for having uniform vocabulary, and we can formulate WhatsApp groups of same subject, same language authors also. They can exchange their views for words and all. It is a continuous process of word generation.
Thank you, Chamuji. We have another 4 minutes or so. I request Sunil Kumar Banwalji to say a few words on this. Could you please unmute, Banwalji?
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. In fact, I was listening to all the conversation. A lot of the answers to many questions for implementation of this scheme has come from the experts, both from the institution, also from the different regulatory bodies. And as such, a lot of work has already been done in the past. What we want this time, this scheme to be implemented in a most efficient manner, which will be time bound and more focused with the objective for which this scheme has been brought. So it is not just translation or creation of the books, but also making it to be used in our institutions. And therefore, institutions' role are very important. That has been brought in very clearly. And in fact, many of the higher education institutions are doing already, in some or the other sense, some work on these language issues, but more collaborative approach will be extremely important. Chamuji has already mentioned that this work will be a very collaborative effort of many institutions. What was also emphasized that there is a need for capacity building of both the institution as well as the authors who will be involved in this this whole process of book creation or translation. So what I believe is the big challenge we will face is the uniformity or the level of academic rigor, accuracy, and standardization of content across multiple language, across multiple institutions. So while we do several workshops to bridge this gap, our effort has to be made in a way that every institution whom we involve in this process come up to the same academic rigor level, where the outcome which comes for different books are of highest quality. So I think a lot of questions have been answered in this process. I must thank all the experts and the panelists who have given their perspective, and a lot of new questions have been also put in, and then subsequent answers. Maybe while implementing this scheme, some of the things will get further cleared, but certainly one thing has come out very well, that this is the need of the hour, need of the time, and need of this country, that we give education to our students in their own language, their language in which they understand, they learn much faster, much better, and then whatever be the medium of instruction or the connecting language, the understanding of the concept or the subject has to be in their own language. This has been very well cleared. So I must thank, and UGC chairman has very well laid out the whole objective, the way it has to happen in this scheme. So before he concludes, I'll request that after we finish this session, at 4:30, we'll request all experts and panelists to reassemble for the closing session, in which secretaries of respective ministries will sum up the breakaway session, and our honorable minister will address, because this theme belongs to the education ministry, that investing in people, and Bharatiya Bhasha Pustak scheme is one of the important session or the pillar. It was also mentioned in the speech of Honorable Prime Minister. So we'll request again all of you to join at 4:30 again. I'll request Chairman UGC to please conclude after summing up.
Yes.
Thank
you.
It
is now 4 p.m. So Banwalji, thank you to you. We could not have summarized as good as you did. Thank you very much. And thank you to all the panelists for giving their suggestions, and let us work together and realize the dream of introducing Indian languages across the higher education sector in India. Thank you. Thank you very much. Namaste.
Thank you.